Tecca a real interesting artist. He blew up off a hit song and followed it up for years. That man did a lot with his time in rap and also became loved because of it. But how did he get here? See, like I said, Tecca blew up years ago, and when he blew up, he was big. He came out with a Lyrical Lemonade video with Ransom, but not only did he just have Ransom, that man had Juice WRLD on the remix, and that was just making the song so much bigger. And people was starting to wonder who Lil Tecca was. And over the next few years, he would show people, but I'm getting ahead of myself. At the start of his career is where a good portion of the problems he would face came from. See, even though Tecca blew up out of nowhere, that don't mean he wasn't working before he blew up. Meaning, he was a part of the underground. He just so happened to be coming up with a rapper named Lil Mosey. And the thing with these two, they got songs from back then, but they would eventually end up getting into it around the time Tecca started to blow up. Mosey felt like Tecca was biting from him. He felt like he was stealing lyrics, stealing flows, stealing some songs from his shows. He was feeling some type of way about it. And at first, it was just these two online going at it with each other until something started to go down at shows. It started with Mosey, right? He got on IG Live one day and he get to talking. Fans was like, hey, how you feel about Tecca? Do you and Tecca got some music coming out? What y'all doing? Mosey was basically on some don't ever bring that man name up in my live again.
All right, so hold on, let me pin this.
What about Soda?
All right, so you said you dropping a song with Tecca. Tecca. What you saying? Don't ever bring his name up in my live one more time. His head.
And that whole community for a minute was wondering what was going on, and we wouldn't find out until Lil Tecca next show. Tecca go do a show in LA, and his fans got to tweaking. They in the crowd screaming F Mosey, and it was a whole chant, and it went viral.
Fuck Lil Mosey! Fuck Mosey! 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 Mosey!
And you seen in the clip the crowd screaming F Mosey. He talking about, nah, we not on that. But for a minute, we would see Tecca and Mosey not be cool with each other until they squashed it a few years later in 2021. But that don't mean in that time, Tecca ain't getting no more controversy. See, he did something that would have ruined anyone else's career. At the height of all his success and everything he had going on at the time, he goes and does a Genius interview, and he said something crazy. Well, really, it ain't crazy. He was just being a lot more honest than most other rappers would be. He said that everything he be talking about in his songs be cap. He was like, I don't got no guns, I don't got no hoes, I just got me one girl, I be chilling.
They just be going crazy. I don't know. I know that I'm gone. They see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I don't have no straps for nobody. I don't got no strap.
And that's where him and other artists differentiate. See, a few years before this happened, another artist came out and did the same thing. Slim Jesus. After he had a career for a minute, he comes out and he like, look, I'm not no street dude. I'm a fraud. Like, I'm just out here lying about what I rap about. But this the problem. He wasn't like Lil Tecca. Just off Tecca image, he just looked like somebody who get in the studio and rap. He don't really get on the song acting like the hardest nigga on the planet or nothing like that. He might come on the song, drop a bar or two that's kind of out of pocket. But other than that, he be chilling. He be rapping about regular stuff. But with Slim Jesus, he came on a complete different timing. This was a drill rapper. Think about the culture that surrounds drill music. Slim Jesus would get on these songs rapping about killing niggas. He doing this in the streets, he moving this, he moving that, he got the strap on him. Bro, he was talking crazy. So when he comes out and says, I'm lying about what I rap about, that's his whole image. His whole image out the window. His whole image gone because everything was just based about him being a street dude. That's like Lil Durk coming out saying, oh yeah, I ain't never been in the streets. Everything I said in my songs was cap. People will be looking at him kind of crazy. And like I said, this the opposite of Tecca. Tecca might have a bar where he might say something about a gun, say this, say that, but that's not his whole thing. That's not his whole branding. He be on here rapping about women. He be rapping about money. The nigga just rap about life, but Slim Jesus wasn't. And what happened was when Tecca came out saying this, that what he was saying was cap, Slim Jesus felt some type of way. He was like, how y'all gonna accept Tecca and he's a liar, but y'all didn't accept me when I said I was lying?
First of all, I wanna make clear though, I ain't hating on nobody else's success. That ain't how I rock. But I guess this little Tecca kid went in the interview, right? And he said, I ain't got no blocks, I don't want no smoke, my lyrics is my lyrics. And I ain't got no more problem with that, honestly, because I know 95% of the game, that's what doing anyway, bro. Rapping and saying whatever he's gonna sell. who gives a f***, is the music good, you gonna listen to it. So I ain't wishing the kid nothing but success. Here's my issue. When I came out, my first interview, I said, look, I ain't out here trying to kill nobody. I'm here to make music. Y'all almost crucify my ass. So my issue lies with y'all dumb motherfuckers, bro, that swear y'all hate my ass so much, bro, that I don't think y'all really know why the f*** don't like me in the first place, bro. Dead ass. This shit ain't no f*** to me. So if y'all can explain this.
And another thing about Tecca, he was real public about his early life. He would do many interviews just speaking on how his life was growing up. And he was honest about it. Complex wrote this on him. Growing up, Lil Tecca spent most of his time playing basketball and video games on his Xbox. Little did he know that an Xbox console would be essential to his music career. He started rapping after roasting his friend over Xbox Live. Between the beefs he had with people in Toronto, his 17-year-old rapper started to open up about interest and connect with a rapidly growing fan base. Oh, and something I need to speak about was him getting into it with Toronto.
It's like last year, like before the summer, last year, like winter time. Yeah, 2 years ago, type. So boom, I see a song pop up. It's called I Did Not Like It At All, but I kept replaying it. This has to be a reason why the shit has so much views. Like, because people say I stole the beat when the whole time that it's not even the same beat. Out of nowhere, I see a post from 6 Buzz TV, and it's like, did this guy steal LB's flow? I'm like, what is the guy talking about? He's like, this guy's a waste you with all this bullshit. I don't even know what half of this stuff means.
Right.
So I didn't troll. This is like way before I started trolling. So I'm like, all right, I ain't even about to do nothing. This song is fire. So that same song, I do a video for it. My friend posted the preview of the video. I didn't even post it.
Right.
And 6 Buzz comments on that post and is like, you guys are getting exposed tonight.
And like you heard in that clip, that situation with them people from Toronto kind of gave him the boost to his career that he needed. A year after all that Toronto stuff went down, he started to blow up. He dropped his biggest song yet, Ransom. But even past all that controversy, what was Tecca music talking about at the time? Well, it was being received good. Now, I don't think people was thinking his career was going to last too long, but with time, he would keep dropping more and more music. Like back in 2019, he dropped his first project, We Love You Tecca. Then he turns around, drops his next project in 2020. Then on top of that, the thing with these Tecca projects was he was really building the fan base. Yeah, he might not have had a big ass hit like with Ransom, but he was definitely building a solid fan base. He had some decent sized shows and he was looking all right until around 2021. And before I tell you about this, make sure you go tap in to the second channel. I've been uploading a lot over there, and if you enjoying the content over here, I promise you was gonna enjoy it over there. But around 2021, Tecca's career will start to slow down. After his 2020 album, he didn't really have nothing big going on. He didn't have nothing to bring people to him. And so 2021 goes on, it's kind of a slow year for him, and then he comes out and drops We Love You Tecca 2. And the sales wasn't looking too high at the start. It was selling about 30K. But the thing is, sales wasn't the whole story with this album. Yeah, it might have sold 30K, but this was the same project that kind of brought him back to his 2019 heights. He had some good songs on there. He had songs on there that was gonna make people want more music from him. GQ was even writing on this album. They wrote, knowing their music was more impacted by the year 2020 than the breakout stars of 2019. Musicians who had just began to see their careers take off, suddenly the brakes were slammed on. Lil Tecca was one of them stars, let alone a leading light in a crowded field of melodic young trapper who was especially unlikely. Instead of a grilled, the 16-year-old wore braces. Now he back and recharged with We Love You Tecca 2. After a few years in the game, you get a feeling that Tecca's done gained some zen wisdom about it all. He was down to earth, thoughtful, determined as ever, and hopeful about the new album in his next chapter. But Tecca wasn't done yet. He let this album ride out through 2022, and even though we wouldn't get no album from him in 2022, 2023 was when all of that hype would come back to him. Yeah, that 2021 album was bringing him back a little bit, but 2023, we would see the return of Tecca. Look, I don't know if that nigga locked in during this year off or what, but he was back and he had one of them songs to bring him back to people's eyes. 2023, he started teasing this song 500 pounds and it was viral. Every time you got on TikTok, you seen the song. People was asking him to drop it. He had fans coming back to him, wanting more music. And that's what he did. He took all of this attention and brought it to his album. He comes out and drops his album, Tech, with this song on it. And people loved it. Tecca made a solid album that people enjoyed. And he has some good songs on there. He sold about 41K first week, 10K more than his last project. And even though Tecca sales wasn't 100K, 150, he was still growing a fan base. The album still translated good with people who rock with his music, cause he showed many times that when people doubted him in his career, he still had a fan base. He had been going crazy with the shows over the years. I'm talking about sold out shows with a good bit of people.
Lil Tecca, on the other hand, I believe is doing better than a lot of the young rappers who blew up around the same time as him. I've always thought that Tecca had a pretty solid fan base. He doesn't do crazy numbers, but despite having this really big hit under his belt, which is Ransom, he's definitely managed to maintain a great deal of the audience he got from that Ransom run. Now, as for this clip that I'm talking about that's going a little crazy on Twitter right now, it's a video of Lil Tecca performing in front of a very much packed venue. I mean, the energy in this clip is crazy. Just check it out. Like I said, I saw this clip on Twitter. Shout out to my boy Hello Yassine who posted it. I think this Lil Tecca clip right here should be the actual measurement of did this rapper fall off or did they not fall off.
And even with all the success he was having over the years, Tecca would just be chilling. And that's something that separated him from a lot of artists out right now, is that he's honest. He's somebody who stay out the way, and he done spoke on that many times throughout his career.
Let me tell you why. Your favorite rapper, you wanna know what's crazy? Your favorite rapper, you're happier than your favorite rapper right now. You watching this nigga live, he turned up, he with the bitches, he with the money, you happier than him. That money that he got, them bitches that he got, don't make him happy. None of that. All this, everything, bro. All this real life shit, none of, bro. Y'all niggas don't understand, bro. Like, there's so many people, like, that be telling me they love me. I don't even know these first names. Like, these rap are the weirdest I've ever met in my life. Like, people really tell you that they love you and you don't even know their first name. You're already good, you don't need no one else. Because in reality, we don't need no one except ourselves. We don't need to vent to no one. We don't need to cry to no one. I be in my room all day by myself, I'm good. You feel me? Like, I don't even know half of the niggas that be texting my phone all day telling me they need me. Like, what? Who are you, man? Where was you 2 years ago when I was in the back of the classroom? I don't even know your last name. I don't even know your mom. Like, I never even slept at your house. I never even slept at no one's house in my life. Like, I don't owe none of these niggas nothing. You feel me? It's gonna be a bunch of... Once you get to the top, or your perception of the top, it's gonna be a bunch of niggas that think they're entitled to something of what you got, and you don't owe them. You don't owe nobody nothing. Even if you don't got nothing, you don't owe anybody nothing. You wasn't asking me for nothing when I didn't have anything, and now that I got shit, yo, I need this. Nigga, you don't need shit. Get that shit yourself. Fuck is you talking about? Get out of my face with all of that.
But with time, the opinion on Tecca would start to change, and people would pay their respects to him.
And a lot of respect from all of the upcoming artists. He, I wouldn't say created this whole new wave, but he helped propel a lot of people in this new wave. He's kind of like what Chief Keef did in a way, but for a lot of these SoundCloud artists that have that type of sound. And he helped these guys out a lot. I mean, he produced that Sofago hit, or one of the first hits, I think, that really put him on the map. So Tecca has done everything right. His shows have been selling out with actual big venues. And people say, oh, this guy's got a sold out tour. Yeah, there's 200 people at the show. I would sincerely hope it's sold out. Shows with at least 1,500, sometimes several thousand, depending on the venue, both in Europe and the USA. But the reason why we got to circle back to 2019 is we got to see how he did amongst his peers, right? So Lil Tecca blew up in 2019. Some other artists that blew up in 2019, DaBaby, who's selling what now? I think his last project was 16K, and DaBaby saw bigger heights than Lil Tecca ever saw mainstream. He had #1. Does that mean DaBaby's making less money or whatever? That's not the point here. The point is, what he's currently selling, are people currently paying attention to him, and their kind of core fan base. So Lil Tecca is ahead of DaBaby. He just outsold DaBaby probably by multiple fold, but he's up there, right? Like, you wouldn't say Lil Tecca fell off right now. Like we're saying, he's still on the rise. Roddy Ricch, the perception of Roddy Ricch is that he fell off, which isn't a great perception. Now, people did say his last project was good, And I think I did listen to the last project, but I don't remember checking it out. But the problem is that people aren't really paying attention to Roddy Ricch like that. And when you're as big as Roddy Ricch was, you need that, or it feels like you fell off, even though that's not necessarily the case.
Then on top of all that, he comes out in 2024 and drops Plan A, which was a good album, probably my favorite from Tecca. And unlike some other artists, Tecca music done evolve over the years, and he evolved right with it. Compare Tecca to some of the other people I spoke about on this channel, he barely been in any controversy. Tecca don't be online doing no crazy antics for attention. He don't be trying to make no internet clips. He don't be trying to clip farm like these streamers. Tecca really only in the spotlight or some attention's brought to his name because of the music. It ain't never because he beefing with a nigga or he online doing something stupid. And for them reasons alone, he gon' outlast and done outlasted some of the niggas he done came up with. I mean, y'all heard what Yassine said in that clip. Tecca just an artist who came out being different. He was himself. He wasn't putting up a facade. The nigga was just a gamer dude making music, and that's what he branded himself as. Tecca just different and consistent when you compare him to other artists. For example, Playboi Carti, one of the most inconsistent rappers in music right now. And he been in hot water recently because of all the fake teas and the fake rollouts he be doing. And if you curious about that, click the vid on screen right now.